Hello students, today the topic which we are going to discuss is the refraction part of light. Now, first we will see what the definition of refraction is. Now, refraction is a bit different from reflection. Refraction, it's a bit different, as I said, it's a bit different from reflection. And what makes it different? It's the number of mediums. Now, in case of reflection, I told you the total number of mediums which we require is 1. Whereas in case of refraction, the total number of requires have to be more than 1. So, total number of mediums have to be more than 1. Means this is number of mediums. Now we have already discussed what is medium. It means the substance or any material through which light can pass is called as a medium. Now the number of mediums have to be more than 1. Let's try to understand it with the help of a ray diagram. Let's suppose this is a surface of water which I am assuming. This is a surface of water. The two ends of the water I am marking it as X and Y. So it means the medium which we got above X and Y is air, and the medium which we got below X and Y is water. So we got two mediums here in this diagram. First is air and the second one is water. Now, let's suppose there is a source of light somewhere at point S. So somewhere at point S, I am assuming a source of light. I am writing it. Source of light means thing which will help us to produce light. Now let's imagine the source of light has produced a ray of light which strike the surface of the water somewhere at point O. So there is a source of light, and through that source of light a ray of light came which strike the surface of the water somewhere at point O. So this ray of light which came out from the source will be called as an incident ray. Now, the point where the light ray has struck the surface of the water, there you can draw a normal on that point. So this is a normal ray, which is an imaginary ray. I already told you before in our previous classes. So we got two rays as of now, that is incident ray and normal ray. Now, what will happen? Now this incident ray, it will try to enter to the different medium, that is water, from a different medium, that is air. Now when it will try to enter the different medium, there are two things which can happen. Either this incident ray will get deviate from its path and it will go away from the normal, or the incident ray will get deviate from its path and it will go closer to the normal. These two ways is determined by the nature of the medium. Nature of the medium means, here in this case we got two mediums, air and water. If we compare both these two mediums, then air will be considered as a rarer medium, whereas water will be considered as a denser medium. Why? Because density of water is more than air. Students, it's in our day-to-day life, you might have also experienced that it's easier to move our hand through air comparatively water. We have to exert more force to move our hand through water than to do so in air. So it means the density means the thickness of water is more than the thickness of air. So it means water will be considered as a denser medium comparatively air. That's why air will be called as a rarer medium in this case. So now there are two laws which we have to keep in mind, or you can say there are 2 points which we have to keep in mind in case of refraction. First key point, whenever light travels from a rarer to denser medium, it always have the tendency to bend towards the normal. Means whenever the motion of light would be from rarer to denser medium, whenever light travel from a rarer to denser medium, will always bend towards the normal. It will always try to bend towards the normal. Means in this case, this incident ray was supposed to pass like this, means the straight line from where it is coming. But instead of following the straight line path, it will get bent from its actual path. Means this is supposed to be its actual path, but it will not go in this, it will not follow this path, whereas it will bend a bit towards the normal. This is our normal, so it will bend towards the normal. And this ray will be called as the refracted ray. So we got incident ray, refracted ray. The angle between normal and incident ray will be called as angle of incidence, whereas the angle between normal and refracted ray will be called as angle of refraction. So this is one case. Another case is if I'll place the source of light somewhere in the water, means for another case, try to understand this, I'll rub this. Now, for another case, the scenario would be something different. Again, this is the source, this is the surface of water xy, but in this case, the source of light will not be placed in air, that is the real medium. We will place the source of light, under the water, means onto the denser medium. In that case, a ray of light will come, strike the surface somewhere over here at O. This would be our normal. So this is our normal ray. This is the incident ray. Now what will happen? The angle between these two will be called as angle of incidence. Now what will happen? Now in this case, what makes this case different from the previous one? In this case, the source of light is in denser medium. So whenever the light travels from a denser to rarer medium, in that case, the refracted ray or the light will bend its path away from the normal. Now in this case, it will not move towards the normal, whereas it will move away from the normal. So this angle would be the angle of reflection. So that's why, likewise in case of laws of reflection, the angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection we got. Here it is not possible. Here the angle of incidence will never be equal to angle of reflection. Okay. So that brings us to the next law called as laws of refraction. Right here. That brings us to the next topic called as laws of refraction. Now what are laws of refraction? First law of refraction. It says, or the first law of refraction is also called as Snell's law. Now what is Snell's law? Snell's law is nothing but the ratio. It is the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to sine of angle of reflection. It is the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to sine of angle of refraction, and this ratio gives us the value of the refractive index, which is defined with this sign called as mu. Mu is the sign which is used to define the refractive index. Okay, so mu, refractive index. Now you should know the basic definition of refractive index as well. Now what is basic definition of refractive index? It is nothing but the ratio of speed of light. There is another formula. Ratio of speed of light in vacuum to the ratio of speed of light in medium. So this is your first law called as Snell's law. Now the second law is similar to the second law of reflection, which we have already discussed. The second law says that the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal ray all lies on the same plane. That will remain same. So students, the things which we have discussed today is the definition of refraction, what makes refraction different from reflection, and the laws of reflection. And one more important thing which we have discussed is the refractive index. In our next topic, we will discuss about the problems or the numericals which will come from this topic, refraction. Thank you.